Akpabio reveals how his grandchild passed on due to medical negligence in government hospital. Hello everyone, welcome to Newsport TV. The Senate President, Govt Akpabio, has revealed that his grandchild died of medical neglect in a government hospital in Nigeria. Akpabio spoke on Friday on the floor of the upper legislative chamber during the screening of Tunji Alausa, President Bola Tinubu's ministerial nominee. Alausa, a nephrologist, was grilled on how the nation's healthcare system can be improved and fake drugs eliminated in pharmaceutical stores. After Alausa was done with proffering solutions to the country's healthcare crisis, Akpabio said he's a victim of medical neglect. Every other person has been a victim of medical neglect, he said. The Senate President said his first grandchild passed away at a federal medical center owing to a hemorrhage caused by medical neglect of a medical doctor. He said, and I quote, "My first grandchild passed in 2019 in a federal medical center through bleeding. He was receiving drip and it was tissued in the night. There was no help," he said. "No doctor, no nurse. He bled until he lost 60% of his blood and almost going mental. He struggled and fell on the floor. He was looking for water to drink. He rolled on the floor outside and entered the early morning dew." Akpabio said his grandchild was later found the next morning. By that time, he had gone into a coma, he said. "I was on my way to Port Harcourt for the 2019 rally when they called me." Akpabio said when he got to the medical center, he struggled with his physician to revive him, but to no avail. "I struggled. They went and brought a defibrillator to attempt to revive the heart, but it did not work," he said. The Senate President said when he inquired when the defibrillator was last used, he was told the machine stopped working 8 years ago. He said he used his hand and struggled with his personal physician. He could not revive him. He had to close his eyes and put him in the mortuary, he said. It was made to be understood that the 32-year-old man was his nephew, but culturally regarded as his grandchild. Almost every family has suffered from what is going on in our hospitals. The doctor on duty that night had an emergency in his private clinic, and he had to abandon the hospital to rush to go and attend to private patients in his own private clinic. Akpabio said Tinubu's government must be a corrective administration to tackle the failures in the nation's health sector. Health is wealth. There's no way a country can be wealthy when its citizens are not healthy, he concluded. So this is the unfortunate incidents, personal experience of the Senate President, Govt Akpabio. Let's take some comments from Nigerians. Somebody said, "I'm sure he's telling lie because his grandchild cannot be admitted in a government hospital because his children stays abroad. Maybe he's talking of a relative or somebody and all that." Another person said, "Akpabio would tell lies in everything. This evil man, that's why you stole billions in NDDC. Shameless person. I don't even know if Nigeria has president or Senate president, bunch of thieves." Another said, "This is a bloody lie. We don't believe it." Another said, "This day we start beating and beheading our leaders. That is the day Nigeria will change. Let us drop tribalism, religion, and politics. Our leaders deserve lynching." Another said, "Please, Akpabio, let's give priority to health care." Another said, "Do their children stay in this country? They mess up every area of the country for the poor." Another person said, "Now that you have become Senate President, you can work on that because you are the government now." Another said, "Is that not what makes Dora Kiyuli to fight against fake drugs when she was appointed the head of NAFDAC. Think before you talk. I'm not getting that comment. Another person said, however, the responsibility of checking the state of drip administration on patients is usually that of nurses. We must ask whether a nurse was not detailed to administer the drip. If a nurse was, that nurse should be made to face the music. Another person said, that doctor should be sacked from the Federal Civil Service and made to face justice. Civil service rules provide that an employee should not be engaged in another job or business that interferes with his or her primary duties as a civil servant. The civil servant should make his or her job a primary responsibility and be so responsible. Otherwise, he or she can resign from the job and go seek greener pastures. Nobody is tied down to work in a government establishment. Another said, oh, corruption is epidemic. That's your own share as a leader. Kama knows everyone's address. Another person said, criminal elements. Another said, thank God this is coming from one of those who has hung on to power without enhancing the quality of lives of the people they claim to represent. Another said, sorry about that, sir, but you should use your office now to attend to issues leading to doctor strike that is ongoing. There are some emergencies that cannot wait to reach UK or France before it kills. Things should be on ground in our hospitals, including manpower. Lots of doctors who are specialists are going out of the country in droves. When Ngige said we are not missing them because doctors are graduating constantly, I laughed because he was capitalizing on ignorance of some Nigerians. Those specialists have spent many years to attain the specialist position after graduating as fresh doctors. I wonder how a fresh doctor would handle a patient with severe head injury or severe heart attack. There is no government hospital in Nigeria where an emergency operation can be performed within 30 minutes of patient presentation. There's just no provision for it, and it can be done. So, Mr. Senate President, kindly use your office to rub minds with the presidency to revamp the health sector in our beloved country. A situation where a patient present to government hospital bleeding seriously and relatives are sent to go and buy everything from drips to cotton wool and plaster outside the hospitals miles away is sheer madness. Many hospital pharmacies do not have bandage. Before their relative return from buying those things, sometimes the patient is gone. So these and many more other comments are the comments, that trailed Govt Akpabio's revelation at the Senate House today during the screening of some ministerial nominees. And this is one thing that a lot of Nigerians can concur to, because the health and medical services are not what we are proud of right now. But we hope that, coming from the Senate President who has, well, possibly the willpower, we want to believe is a genuine one, will do something about it. We'll see you in the next news.